which is CSONS week 53. So what we've got this week, we have asparagus, which we're hoping is going to be the first of the quat farm season. If not, probably Wye Valley. We've got some Shropshire quinoa, one of our favourites at CSONS. The lovely Shropshire Salumi guanciale, which is the jowl from the pig's cheek. We have some wild garlic puree. The brothers are going to go out foraging for us this week. And Hollowdene poached eggs. First things first, you want to get a pan of water on the boil. So just whack that on full temperature, get that up to temperature, and get your pan onto a medium heat. And we're going to cook the quinoa first and the guanciale first. You want a bowl for your quinoa, and you put that over your pan. You're acting as a bain-marie, so the heat from the boiled water will warm your quinoa through. You can get your quinoa in there straight away while the water's coming up to boil. It's just going to heat it up a bit faster. Whack it all in. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put half of the garlic puree through that to give it a nice flavour. You want to save a little bit back for when you're plating. And then at the same time, we're going to get the guanciale out, and we're going to lay that on a nice non-stick pan on a low-medium heat. We're going to cook it on a low-medium heat because we want to render the fat down, and then that way you get nice crispy guanciale instead of soggy guanciale, which nobody wants. So straight away you can see the smoke coming off, you can see the fat rendering and bubbling, and all the while the quinoa will be warming through. And while we're waiting for that, we can get our plates ready. Yeah, nice and easy. If you start to see your guanciale peeling up, like this one, sometimes it's because the pan's a little bit too hot. So you can just go down a little bit, and it should stop that from happening. So you're getting some nice colour. You're going to go to the edges of the pan where it's going to be a bit cooler. Our water's getting there now to heat that quinoa through. And you can start thinking about getting our asparagus ready. That's going to go in the same pan with the guanciale. All we're trying to do with that is get a little bit of colour and cook it through the butter, so the butter bastes everything, and the fat from the guanciale can then flavour the butter and the asparagus at the same time. Once this water's up to boiling, we're going to turn the heat off and we're going to drop the poached eggs. And what we're hoping for there is for the residual heat of the water to just heat through the eggs enough so they stay perfectly poached. And we're there. So we're going to turn that off, get our poached eggs, let's move them out of the way. They should just pour in. And then we can put our bowl back over the top, and that keeps the quinoa warm. Okay, so now while that's just going to warm through, we're going to turn our attention back to this pan, and we're going to drop our asparagus in there. There you go. You can turn the heat up a little bit for this bit. You're just looking to get a little bit of colour on the asparagus and a little bit of heat. You see it's getting a nice coating of that guanciale fat, getting a bit of a shine on it, and that's when we want to add our butter, the rest of that bag. Yeah, there's a few capers, give a bit of acidity to the dish. The wild garlic butter. Once the butter's melted and coated everything, that's it, it's done, your dish is done, you're ready to plate. Just like that. You see the asparagus is getting slight brown colour. The guanciale is crisping up nicely, soaking in all that butter. Your capers will soak in a bit of that butter. And that's it, we'll come and plate. What we're going to do, we're going to start off with this quinoa that should be nice and warm now. Just going to put a bit of that in the centre of the plate. Make sure you get it all out, don't leave any behind, it's too good to waste. To get our asparagus, we like getting a bit of height, so we stack ours together. Get your guanciale dotted about as well. And then the capers and the asparagus bases. Don't waste that butter either, full flavour. And then finish with the poached egg. Always season your eggs. Just makes the flavours pop. And that last bit is that little bit of wild garlic puree that you left for the end. Just dab that over your egg. And there you have it, job done.